back to like sex questions, I guess to like knock them out as we switched up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
um, would you rather have 10 minutes of hard fucking or 30 minutes of sensual foreplay?
Oh, foreplay for sure.
Every girl says that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Is there like some underrated advice that you could tell guys who aren't porn stars, like for sex advice or relationship advice?
Sex advice, I would say, you need to get comfortable, like, with your body and with your partner's body, and that's, like, taking the time to, like, really learn it and, like, learn each other's cues, like, when she likes something, she does this, and when he likes something, he does this. That way you can have, like, that connection without having to, like, say, "Oh, more to the left, more to the right," and making it too mechanical, so just, like, taking the time. I think we all, like, rush through sex, so, like, it's not practical for every single time that you guys, are gonna be intimate, but, like, occasionally, at least, like, once a month, like, have that undivided attention to just get to know each other's bodies. Um, and then when it comes to dating, I would say again, like, it goes back to communication, so just always having, I guess, like, the vulnerability with your partner, because if you're vulnerable and, like, you're constantly, like, checking in and saying, like, "This is how I feel, this is what I want, this is what's making me happy, this is what's making me sad," then they'll replicate that, and then you'll just continue to grow together.
What do you think the best position is to last the longest?
Oh, man. I'm not like I don't have that problem. I don't think a lot of women have that problem. Like, we struggle with, like, "Oh, how do we get there?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so for men, I think the biggest piece of advice if, like, you're trying to last longer is to focus on your partner. So if that's, like, maybe doing more oral or using
Mm.
more of, like, your hands and stuff like that, maybe doing massage, and then again, like, deep breathing. It's gonna sound crazy, but, like, that's what tantric sex is all about, is, like, meditating so you can, like, learn to calm yourself and not finish too early.
What is the best position for a girl to climax and have a great orgasm? Do you think?
Everyone is so different, like, your angles I will say, like, 90% of women need to be able to have clitoral stimulation, so whatever way is easiest for her to reach that while you're having sex is huge. So certain positions like doggy are a little bit harder for some girls to, like, reach while you're moving, like, you're just getting thrown all over the place, so, like, missionary is probably really good, and then cowgirl is probably really good.
Why does missionary get such a bad rap? Like I feel like it's underrated. Like it's one of the most.
It's so underrated, that's my favorite position.
Yeah, me too. It's passionate because you're seeing everything. It seems like you know what I mean. You got like your eyes everywhere, and like dog
Yeah.
style. A lot of girls like doggy and getting their hair pulled, etc. Not to get sound so sexual, but it's just like you're not getting the greatest view all the time either. It's like not as passionate to me. I don't know.
It's definitely not as connected. I think maybe some people I mean, I like that position once in a while. I don't like the whole time to be there, and it's definitely not, like, my favorite, but, sometimes it, like, feels good, but I agree. I think missionary is, like, super underrated. I think you have, like, the eye connection there. You both get to, like, see each other fully. The girl can, like, reach everywhere she needs to reach to climax. I just feel like it's a lot more intimate, but I think it has a bad rap probably because, like, that's what a lot of people do, and maybe they're doing it wrong, if that makes sense. Like, maybe you're not connecting visually and maybe, like, one partner is just kinda, like, laying there like a dead fish. But if they're doing that, you have to think, like, "Okay, like, how do I get them engaged?" Like, they're clearly not present, so, like, how do I get them back where they need to be?
Do
So,
you
yeah, I think
blame
maybe they're doing it wrong.
Do you blame porn for like people thinking missionaries boring? Because I feel like they always try to come up with these weird positions, and it's like just too much sometimes. Like
Like
that, like you were talking about that tantric sex stuff. I feel like there's books on that where it's like weird sex positions. It's like they're doing too much, don't you think?
yeah, sometimes. I mean, I've done a lot where I'm like, I've almost been dropped on my head, and I'm like, "This
Yeah,
is not practical. This is not no one at home should try this."
I'm not trying to break my penis or anything.
But I think for some reason when it comes to porn, a lot of people don't look at it as entertainment. Like, they think, like, it's a documentary and everything that you see is to be taken, like, literally. It's for entertainment, right? Like, you don't wanna watch people in missionary laying there for 5 minutes, like real sex, right? Like, that's not interesting. You wanna see something different. So, it's like, how can I make this visually interesting and new to the viewer? But that doesn't mean it feels good. That doesn't mean you should try it at home. So they're
Yeah.
2 very different things.
And what do you think the best tips are for eating a girl out?
Oh man, that's so tricky. I would say start super slow. I think that's the key is like super light, super slow and then like working your way to like a more intense pressure and then again like reading her body. I think using your hands is also good. Um making sure that everything's like lubricated down there, all of that good stuff.
I was watching one of the interviews, like researching, and you said you had sex with a trainer inside a gym while it was like the gym was open. How does that even happen? Is that like a thing where people like that because like you want to get caught? It's kind of like the excitement.
Yeah, I think so, like, it's, like, the rush of that, I mean, it was in an office too, so, like, it wasn't as, like, risky as it sounds, but, I think it's hot because it's, like, you're both so into each other that you want like, you just can't wait, right? Like, you just have to have it now. I think there's that aspect, and then there's, like, the getting caught, and you're like, "Oh my gosh," like, anyone can walk in, so, like, that adds to, like, your heart racing and you're sweating, and it just gets, like, a lot more like animalistic and a lot less like cognitive. Like you're not like in your head, like, okay, I'm going to do this position. I'm going to suck in and make sure I look good. Like none of that's there. You're just like in the moment and experiencing each other.
That's crazy though.
Mhm.
What was the weirdest request you got from fans?
Mm. I feel one time this one person, they like tipped me and they wanted to watch me eat a pound of peel and eat shrimp
What the?
on cam. And I was like, I don't even know what this is about, but it was before all of like those like mukbangs and like Slurpee videos that you see on YouTube. So that one was really weird. Um, what else? I've had some really interesting like role playing stuff that I've like said no to because they were really like they were really vulgar, just like incest stuff that I'm not into and like forced stuff that I'm not into. So yeah, some people's minds are definitely they need to be lighter.
Also,